What's going on, people? My name is Alex Elliott, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the Tantrum Audio Angry Boxes, why I got them and why I absolutely love them. Where am I going to put this, bruv? Okay, so first things first, these speakers offer a direct contrasting opinion to what my main monitors are offering. And I think on first instinct, you might think to yourself, when you have speakers that sound so good and are really expensive and really high end, why do you need this little small speaker? And I'm sure, as many of you may know, the reason being is because you need to have that real world perspective of how things are going to sound on a limited system, because especially with these PMCs, they completely pull sound apart. Like, I'm hearing deep into the mid-range things that I just wouldn't hear when I'm listening on my soundbar, when I'm listening even on headphones sometimes. Like, these are really like sonically quite brilliant. But with the Angry Boxes, when I switch them, little things become so obvious, like your vocal is just way too quiet, you need to just turn it up. Actually, when all of the mid-range is overlapping and all stacking on top of each other, these certain instruments just won't cut through out in the real world, even though my speakers are helping me to hear them because it's like so detailed and so zoomed in. In the actual real world environment, when you think about installation speakers, when you go into Zara and you're doing your little two-step and whatnot, and they're playing all the house tunes, those speakers generally are just like single cone mono speakers. It's just a kind of coaxial system going on. And the thing that's great with the Angry Boxes is they really do emulate, that world brilliantly. More so than an Auratone, more so than even the Avantone, because I find with those speakers, they truly are quite limited to the mid-range and don't actually sound like how systems sound like out in the real world. Whereas with the Angry Boxes, on the back of them, you actually have a switch and you can change the modes. So you could go to the mode that has kind of all of the frequencies engaged, and it kind of has a bit more of a, I guess, low end and top end. And then you've got this mode at the bottom, which basically is that yellow line, and it's a bit more limited. Now, even though there's a frequency change, like when you go into that yellow mode or orange mode, it actually really does sound quite mid-focused and mid-forward, and it sounds like a lot of the top end gets rolled off. Whereas when you actually have them in the other mode, where they're a bit more open, they sound much closer to how, like, you know, a sound bar might sound, or a Beats Peel, or one of those portable kind of speaker systems. And I find it really, really helpful for that. So if you're on the fence about these kind of speakers and you've kind of tried the Auratones and the Avantones and you didn't really like them, don't place these into the same category as those speakers, because honestly, those speakers really do just sound quite intense mid-range. And even though these can do that, once again, they have the switch, which enables you to flip between different modes. So you can get a much more natural sounding speaker with a surprising amount of low end, honestly. Wow, exclusive tracks, bruv. And then you can also go to the more mid-range thing. Now, they do actually sell a subwoofer for these, and I heard them with the subwoofer when I was at Gearfest, and that subwoofer genuinely makes these sound like a sick pair of speakers. Now, how accurate are they for mixing on if you just worked on them by themselves? I personally wouldn't do that, because I do see the value in having really, really high-end monitors. But as a second opinion, with that subwoofer, I think that it's a really incredible system, and I would highly recommend you check these ones out.